Hi Aquarius, we're back at it. So if you happen to have stumbled across this in real time, these are the last two signs. So there's 12 signs in the zodiac, and I've been doing 2 a day for the past however long. I'm not good at maths. So. And I'm good at numbers in a different way, than the serendipitous way, but not maths. So everything I do is for empowering you in your twin flame journey, your inner divine feminine, divine masculine, because we all have both. And within a twin flame connection, whatever is going on, whether it's just energetically or literally, or sometimes a bit of both for people, and definitely the times we're living in, there is just so many reunions and unions coming in. It's always like that this time of year because the full moon in Gemini, the beaver full moon, is on Monday. And what I find quite interesting, this is going to be meaningful. So it just flashed up as I was saying that I'm in a secret relationship. So that happened in one of the other signs. So we'll get into this. But again, as I'm recording this, it is the very last chaotic or anaretic degree of, oh my God, and smooth operator. Well, this is telling a story. Right, so far we've got, I'm in a secret relationship, and we've got smooth operators. That is painting quite a picture. That's not going to make sense for everyone. We've also got, that is 1984. So you may be 1984, your person might be 1984. Just disregard that. It's number 17 on the charts of whatever this is too. It's actually 50 Wonder Women of the 80s. I should have put my Wonder Woman pajamas on. Oh, do you know what as well? Again, I wouldn't normally say this, but like there might be Scottish connections here too. So now obviously that's the obvious one would be me being Scottish, but you know, I'm like somebody else watching this. Yeah, might be Scottish as well, or your person is, maybe you're like whatever, or you both are. But that just occurred to me with the tart in there. It's quite cold here. I just really felt like being cozy. So right, yeah, I kept that for a reason though. I felt that have faith was important to show because as I'm recording this, it's Pisces moon, and Pisces moon is about that. You know, it's a time of confusion, illusion, be a lot of deception. That's not going to be, trust me, that's not going to be a coincidence for somebody watching this, even if it's just one person, about a secret relationship. Because Pisces moon is secrets and it is deception. It's also mystical, magical, very emotional energy. Like I said, it's definitely everything spiritual and signs and everything, spiritual awakening, but nothing happens for no reason when I'm doing these. So it's a time of having faith. So I feel there is a lot of confusion and whoever this is going to connect with. Okay, yeah. So, right, and what we're saying is because it's in the 29th degree of Scorpio, because the sun moves into Sagittarius tomorrow, it's like I said, I was actually born on, like, you know, I'm 28 degrees, but it's nearer the 29, so I'm actually this degree too. So yes, it does mean that me and my twin are the same degree of different signs though, which I've always felt was unusual too. But yeah, it really does mean I feel there's a lot of endings and beginnings here. But that 29th degree is like, it is chaotic. Like, you know what I mean? It's it ain't a boring life, put it that way. Anybody that's born like towards the changing of a sign, it's not a boring life. And yeah, that's certainly the case for me and anybody else. I know a few people that are that degree. It's quite funny actually. Anybody that I'm ever drawn to, and I've just had a text. It's no doubt going to be my mum because I'm psychic. But but what I always feel when I get a text when I'm filming these, it's meaningful for communication coming in. So obviously, probably going to be you and your twin flame. It's going to be something. I feel it's something that you would want to come in, right? But it might be connected to the things with the channel. So we'll see when I get into this. But the secret relationship could be, well, it actually could be you and the twin, and it could be something about keeping this a secret when it gets going. But it could also be that you've been in a third party and you weren't aware of it, or it could be anything like this that you can think of. It could be that something has went on in the past when you were like, so I feel like I might be picking up on something that like you were you know, in a committed relationship, and then perhaps something's coming out or something. Don't freak out if that, you know, just don't freak out. It's just the things that are sort of flooding in right now. And again, like I said, it's the last degrees of Scorpio. It is, the secrets are going to come out. It's interesting, whatever you look at it. That is very secretive energy, but Scorpio energy is also very good at sussing out secrets, you know, and I know that because Spellbound has just come on too, because I've got Pluto conjunct my Scorpio rising in 12th house, so that's why I'm good at feeling into people's secrets, you know, and exposing darkness to light. But it's like, can work different ways. And also, can I just notice, like, so like, you know, I've got this plaster on my pinky, so if you've watched the other ones, you'll have seen me saying that, like, you know, how angry my pinky was. But you know, because it's like when a bit of the nail or the bit of the skin gets, like, you know, I don't know what happens, but you know, it was all angry at the side. So I feel with me now putting the plaster on today, I feel like something, oh, actually, that's really telling a story, isn't it? I feel like whatever this is, right, when I pick up on that, whatever I've said, the bits and bobs that are going to make sense to somebody, because if it doesn't make sense to you, it's not your story, right? Like I always say, use your fucking common sense. But also, everything I do is channeling, everything I do is healing. So even if it's not your story and you just enjoy kind of watching the story unfold, you are getting the healing if you're open to it, because of me being a healer. Yeah, but I really do feel with me putting a plaster on this, or a band-aid, as you Americans say, there is something that can be mended here. But I do feel that's going to be connected to whatever I was saying. I'm just going to check that message. Yeah, she's just saying okay, so that's fine. Yeah, oh, then that's quite nice how that fit in. It's going to be okay. So whatever it is that somebody feels is not going to be okay, it is going to be okay. Now, I've not used this deck for any of the other signs, so you're special, Aquarius. But like I said, actually, do you know what? Like, I'm very random, and you know, I just go with the flow. And that's what Aquarius is all about. Weird and wonderful is what I always use for Aquarius or Uranus energy. Aquarius is expect unexpected, but remember, what I've been saying throughout all of these is you don't need to be Aquarius. You could just watch any one of these and it could make sense to you, which is why I advise, if you like the way I channel and you're on the twin flame journey, you know, just watch them slowly at your own time. You could take a month to watch them all and whatever, but it's, you know, it's, and it's just because that's what I personally do. When I connect with somebody, I tend to just watch all the star sign ones that they do, you know, but I'd have to really, really connect with them, I suppose. You know what I mean? So I'm just sort of sharing what I do, and especially because nowadays there's like literally I can count on one hand and not even all 5 of the fingers that people that I actually resonate with. Yeah, so what I'm going to say is I'm shuffling a Black Moon Lilith card, so I want to see what comes out. I just felt guided to this deck. I feel it is because, like I said, because Scorpio season ends today, we really are in the darkness. And that's what these Black Moon Lilith cards are about. And I felt really guided. So I'm trusting that. I'll pull one for here and for Pisces. So that Spellbound song is just finished. But again, I feel there's going to be something connected here to whatever. Right, there's 2 things, right? It's what I said about, because now heaven is a place on earth. So if that secret relationship is about twin flames being in a secret relationship, that is because you are creating heaven on earth. That'll be interesting if that card comes out of that deck, because it actually says that. But you know, you're creating heaven on earth, and part of creating heaven on earth as a twin flame pair, when you actually get through all the fucking hurdles and run the gauntlet to get to one another, it's very much, especially the masculine getting to you, like that is really what it's like, you know, when they start to realize what's went on. It's hard to explain it, but from helping so many people over all these years, it is really crazy, like the amount of things that fly at people to stop them getting to where they're meant to be. Like, I'm actually being shown somebody, it's quite interesting because I'm being shown somebody that actually has got an Aquarius placement. You don't need to have that, again, remember to watch this because you've got it somewhere, but it's like I'm being reminded of, like, this person, like, at the time wasn't anywhere near meeting their twin in the physical, but the awareness had slowly unfolded for them of who their twin flame was. And again, it's big separations, like most people that tune in here. But long story short, it's just all the hurdles that have flew at that person to just get on the right track with their life, like away from where was holding them back, the people that are holding them back, you know, the calling, because all that needs to fall into place, you see, usually before things can really take off for your twin flame. It's not always that way, but for most people. And it's just, yeah, it was like just one thing after another. And it just, I watched this person be so frustrated, but like, you know, move through the motions and feel helpless and hopeless and wanting to give up and keep going. And, you know, long story short though, and again, it's funny because if this person's watching this, I feel they will at some point, they're going to be like, I wonder if that's me. And again, like I said, sometimes it's like there'll be like 5 different people thinking that same, but it's because actually now I think about it, I'm sure when I watch this back it's going to feel like that's me too. But it's like specifically the person I'm seeing, it's like, you know, they've kept going and now they're in, it's not like they're not going to have a bad day from time to time or feel stuck in the mud, but it's like, I'm really proud of them. And it's kind of amazing to think about where that person was even a year ago, 2 years ago, you know what I mean? It's just like worlds apart. So hopefully that gives somebody a bit of hope that, you know, to keep going. And so actually before I shuffle these, but I do feel the spellbound thing, yeah, actually that's really relevant. I feel the spellbound thing is, so if it's not about twins, I feel that secret relationship is like either like about a twin that was with a karmic, and I feel the karmic was like playing mind games, you know, some kind of mind games is specifically what I'm getting, right? And that's like I said, remember, mind games or gossip or lying to create some kind of illusion of everything being all right, or I don't know, just lying in general is a form of spell work or black magic. So I really do feel that, yeah, and that when I say I really do feel it's coming in really strong, it's like that's going to really stick to somebody. It's really going to stick to somebody. That's a weird way to put it, but it's really going to speak to somebody. Like if you're a twin flame, regardless of whether you're divine feminine or divine masculine, you've got a karmic partner that at some point cast some kind of spellbound illusion over you where you couldn't actually see the wood for the trees, but now I feel you do see it, like crystal clearly, excuse the pun. And like I said, I am thinking of somebody that did do work with me and I helped them see crystal clearly what was going on there. And it's not fun, you know, that's an understatement. It's horrible when you can actually see what like karmic energies have been doing around you, like, you know, either the lies they've told or the illusions they've cast, or, and especially when it comes to like how it's held somebody back from their destiny. And I'm not just talking about being with their twin flame, I'm talking about just like being happy in life. Now jump for my love, jump in. Right, so we've got the pointer sisters there. So what's sort of sticking out at me here is it could be something, you know, with the word sisters. I mean, I actually wasn't getting that with what I just channeled, but because it's came up in the telly, this could be speaking to somebody else. There could be something about a sister, good or bad, really. Or it could be, I suppose, a close friend that's like a sister. There's something there, though, that's coming in. What else was I going to say? Right, so I was woke up this morning with a series of sad songs, which I really could have done without, and I've just told a lie, not meaning to, because that's going to have meaning, by the way. So I think somebody lied to you and they didn't mean to, but it's like they've that's just the way it ended up happening. Yeah, what I meant is it didn't go off this morning, it went off at lunchtime, but I'm going to tell you the songs that went off because they were all pretty sad, and it does definitely feel like the divine masculine collective, regardless of gender, that have woke up and feeling really pretty heartbroken about either the deception around them with karmic stuff, and you know, the love is still there for the I mean, believe me, the love is there for the twin, and it hits them like a fucking steam train when it comes on. But just now somebody might be in the thick of it with stuff coming to light. But what would be next if it wasn't at the same time is the love over flooding somebody. But yeah, it was great again. Lewis Capaldi, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Earlier today, right, I was like saying something about him, and I was saying Liam Capaldi, and I was so sure that I was getting it right, but it is Lewis Capaldi. Wow, that's fucking crazy. That's meaningful. So I always, like, look, I'm dyslexic, dyspraxic, ADHD, fucking you name it, I've probably got it. And for some reason, that was a standing joke with a friend of mine from the past, that I kept saying Liam Capaldi and it's Lewis Capaldi. So she just found it hilarious. And I find it quite funny too. And earlier on though, when I was saying that, I was actually so sure. I'm sure when I'm saying it, I was so sure it was Liam Capaldi. In my head, I was like, yeah, it's like so it's like, if you stick with me on this, right? It's for those of you who don't know Lewis Capaldi, I mean, who doesn't? But you know, it's Lewis Capaldi, it's not Liam Capaldi, right? But and it was actually, by the way, it was actually a voice note I was making to myself. Because sometimes I just do that, like with things that happen, it's like sometimes I need to make a voice note myself, and then it's like it's either for myself or it's for something that I'm going to be doing here. But I wanted to remember what happened, right? I can't even remember what that was now. But I think it was just that alone. But basically what I'm trying to say is somebody in this equation has been adamant that they were right, only to later find out they were wrong. Because that's what's just happened to me. Like, I'm sure on that voice, that's probably the only reason I've done it. I'm sure I was like Liam Gavaldi and it's Lewis. So that's what it is, by the way. Somebody who's been adamant they were right, and they think they've got it right, and they think they've got all the facts, but they've actually got it way wrong, and they're going to have to admit that to themselves first before they admit it to you. So again, that could be between twin flames, that could be between a karmic partner and a twin, or that could be between anybody in your life, you know. But it feels like whoever they are, they're karmic, unless it is you and your twin. And even at that, I feel if that was between you and a twin, it's when a twin was acting very karmic, if you know what I mean. Like, they're not awakened and they were in pride and ego. Yeah, so anyway, that Grey song went off. What else then went off? The Man Who Can't Be Moved. Now, that's significant if you've watched my lives, like the last couple of years, because I had an epiphany once when I was on a live being like, wait a minute, am I the man who can't be moved? Except I'm a woman, if you know what I mean. It was like, and it felt like they were saying to me, like, you know, I'm the woman that can't be moved because I'm telling the truth. And I'm so sure about not only the twin flame journey, but the connection that me and my twin flame have. And the song Girls Just Want to Have Fun have come on. Yeah, and I do have a lot of fun doing it, but sometimes it gets a bit well, it gets very undraged. And also the album's called She's So Unusual. I could take that too. We are in Aquarius right now. Weird and wonderful ain't a bad thing, but it's like, you know, it can get very draining telling the same story over and over and over again, and it can just get it can feel pretty helpless and hopeless that anything's ever going to change, you know, when it's your own situation, or when you're, well, actually, that's what's funny about it. When I'm helping other people, I never lose hope for them. And I actually, believe it or not, never lose hope for myself, but I can get pretty fucking goddamn close to that line, if you know what I'm saying. And that, and also that vibe is going to be around on this video and the next one, I'd say, because we are in a Pisces moon, and Scorpio Pisces moon, look, both those energies, it's not going to be about looking on the bright side, put it that way. It would kind of be a tendency to think the worst and catastrophize and fall into victim mode. So sorry if that's triggering, but it is just true. If you had a lot of fire in your chart, it balances it out. Like, I can think of somebody that it balances it out, but yeah, it really just depends. It would be somebody that's very deep feeling, put it that way. But yeah, I now feel though that if you resonate with that, like, you know, standing in your truth about your connection, I feel it is going to be role reversal if it isn't happened already, because it may have happened and you're just not aware. And I'm burping now, so that's when I'm transmuting energy, and it's going to be really strong because we're in the last of the Scorpio season. Yeah, I feel the man who can't be moved is like, basically someone's going to be adamant about their feelings for you. So basically it's like a runner flipping into a chaser. This person will prove their love to you. And again, that'll be different for different people, and it's not going to be everyone's, but that is typical of the twin flame journey. You know, it's like when it gets to the point where the masculine goes to the feminine, it shouldn't at all be like the feminine sort of hanging around waiting for scraps. Like, more like the feminine's like packed her bags and in a car. I'm getting that image of like these films where like somebody's getting in a taxi and rushing off, but it's like, you know, pack the bags and in the car, and somebody's like chasing after the car kind of thing, you know what I mean, to get them. Because if you did kind of feel like oh my God, I fucked it. And like, what if I really have lost, what if I've pushed this person too far and I've lost them forever? And actually, oh, see, look, I don't even need the cards. I never need the cards, but I'm just thinking that is like very like, what I mean is I never need the cards, but I like to use the cards, you know what I mean? But basically, that's like when I did watch the rest of Staying Alive, that's very much what I got from that film. Is like, it's actually really beautiful. Like, I didn't write a lot, but what I wrote on my phone was, well, I'm just gonna, I don't need to read the phone actually, but I might if I want to see if I got it all. What I got from it is it's like he is a typical kind of, you know, a guy that has, and you could change this as a divine masculine as a woman, you could change it, you know, but it's like he's basically had that connection with the woman that's friend, but basically they're in love. But like, what I'm saying is he hasn't recognized that, right? And if he has, he's not recognized it to be that. He's not recognized it to be something that if I lost it, I'm going to be bothered, right? To be blunt about it. But long story short, in that film, what I get from it is it's like, you know, it takes him having a really weird, strong but unhealthy connection, you know, instant kind of, I would say it's very karmic connection with that posh woman in that film, you know what I mean? Like, she's a bitch. She is, I don't like saying that word, but it's true, because she's like, oh, she speaks like this, and like nobody else in the film speaks like that. So I think it's just to get across that she's very rich and kind of like, you know, she's got the limo, and he's like wanting that kind of life. So he's basically taken in by the money, and he then rejects the woman that he's really in love with that probably hasn't got a lot of money. I can't even remember what. But again, that's typical again of an unawakened divine masculine, like chasing the bit of skirt and chasing the money. Whether, you know, they've got anything to do with the money, but it's just kind of like, it's material things that are not of importance really when you get down to it. And also, how crazy, Different Light is the album, but Walk Like an Egyptian. So somebody's seen something in a different light. This is really interesting. This is all sort of fitting. So what are we on? 22 minutes. 22 might be significant, but I feel you've got Egyptian connections with your twin flame. I feel there is something in this specific one. Like, I feel there's been a betrayal between you and your twin flame in an Egyptian past life. So again, I really do feel that's going to speak to a lot of us. Or like I've channeled before, and again, that's came through readings for me before, that it could have been like a really weird dynamic, like that, like someone's been a slave to the other person or something. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean like in the Britney Spears, I'm a slave for you, but it's something like that. You know what I mean? There's a real power imbalance. I spoke about this in the Scorpio reading, I think, when I spoke about people's Pluto placements. But whatever it is, it's like that's what's to be sorted out this lifetime. Wow. If you're interested in that specifically, I would book a personal session, because I love diving into people's past lives. Right. So anyway, that's what I got from Man Moved. And oh yeah, I was going to look at Staying Alive. Right. Okay. So so there's a bit in the film when he's fucked up, right? He's chased this other bird, and then he realizes she's a bitch because she tricks him to go to a party. And when he gets to the party, she basically just is like, the whole vibe is like, haha, I knew you would do that. I don't want you. Nasty. Do you know what I mean? Karmic. And so then that's what makes him awaken and realize the feelings for the real one, you know what I mean? And so there's a really lovely bit in it, and this is what's so weird. I've seen that film, but I didn't remember any of this. Like, I literally never remembered any of it. As far as I can remember, I remember the guy's friend jumping up a bridge or something, unless I'm really getting mixed up. But I'm sure it is that film. It must be right at the start. That must be like, it must be right at the start. I'm hopefully I'm going to catch the film again when it starts, and I'll be able to give you the to be continued backwards kind of thing. Or maybe, you know, if somebody remembers, can somebody let me know in the comments? There is a bit in the film, where the guy's friend jumps off a bridge or something. Anyway, must be at the start. But yeah, there was a bit that he's like, you know, it's hard for me. He's just really awkward, and he's like, look, it's really hard for me to tell you this, but you know, and he keeps saying like, you know, I'm really comfortable with you. I'm really comfortable with you. But it's like he's basically saying I love you, but it's like he can't say it. But then he spits out like I love you, and they kiss, and it was quite nice, because like I knew what they're trying to tell me. It's like the person themselves hasn't actually realized that is love, and it feels like because they've actually never truly experienced it. And so it's kind of, you know, it is understandable if you've never experienced true love, like you've not really allowed yourself to go anywhere near it. How would you, you know, recognize it until it hits you like a steam truck? I don't know why I keep saying that. That's going to have some sort of relevance. Right. And then there's another bit in the film that this is going to have something to do with something. He's like, he fucks up when he's doing this dance, right? Because it's about dancing, that obviously, and then people laugh, and he walks out like really fiery, and the director follows him, and he's like, "Where the fuck are you going?" kind of thing, and he's like, "I don't ever want anyone laughing at me." And then the director kind of tears into him, and he's like, "What? Why? Do you think you're somebody special? Do you think you're the first person anyone's ever laughed at?" And basically what he's saying is like, "Look, you're fucking annoying, but you've got the kind of anger and special kind of intensity that I need for this show." It's something like that, and I thought it was really interesting because I bet you a lot of people can relate to that. You know, I mean, like I definitely can. Like it was said to me loads in my counselling course, like people either fucking loved me or it appeared like they hated me, right? And a woman just flashed up on the telly with a t-shirt saying "love more," and it's like I just kept being myself and showing up and being my honest self. But like honestly, some people actually hated me for being so honest. And then other people loved me because they were like, "I've learned the most from you because you're the one that was so honest," and everyone else was just keeping their fucking mouth shut to get their degree. And then you'll read in my book what fucking happened to me with that. I'm not getting into that story. But that was before I woke up to what a fucking lie the whole school system and universities are. It's just a big load of shit. Anyway, that's not a very intelligent comment to make about it. You know what I'm saying? It is all a trap, I feel. It's like a bit of a fucked up system. But anyway, I was meant to go to uni a couple of times to experience it, to see what a fucking joke it is, to learn what I learned there. But really what I learned is big systems like that are just corrupt. Shaking hands behind closed doors, and it's all about who you know, and it's all about money, and yeah. So again, this is all going to mean something to someone. And then what I've put here is he doesn't give up and he comes back and he tries again. So there's something about somebody getting triggered, fucked off, and being like, "Fuck you," but coming back later to try again. I've just realised that could actually be about twin flames together. But it could be karmic stuff, so whatever resonates. And then I've put here, right, so the woman in the film, the one that he's in love with, like, but it's more like he's just the friend at some point, you know what I mean? She supports him with the dance, right, which ironically is with the karmic woman that he sort of went off chasing for a bit. Again, that's the start of the film that I missed. But again, that's even meaningful. I missed the start of the film, so I don't have the whole story. So again, unfortunately, I really do feel with this one, there's some kind of secret here that you're maybe not aware of that might come to light. Well, I feel it is going to, maybe it's come to light, but there's something with that. Even the fact I can't remember the film is sort of telling me something there. Like you're remembering something in a different light. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, and what was quite lovely about it is the woman, she supports him even though he's dancing with the karmic, because you know it's and it's because she's like, not only is she in love with him, like she genuinely wants him to live his best life, even if that means he's dancing in a show with a woman that he betrayed her with. I don't know if they sleep together or anything, to be honest. Again, because I just don't know. Oh my god, what in the fuck is this reading? Think about that. Because I haven't, yeah, there's something in that. I'm totally channeling the energy of you've just not, you don't know. Like, because it might not be that. I don't know what happened at the start of the film, but I feel that they're making me channeling the energy of you've not got all the facts. And I feel you're going to have them soon. And I've put here the friendship is stronger than the jealousy. So what I meant by that is if this is about true twin flames and being betrayed by a twin flame, or you perceive it to be that way, it's like the love transcends it, and you're kind of like, you know, you have hurt me, but I forgive you, and we can move past this kind of thing, because that's what the woman ends up doing. But she does it, you know, she doesn't at first, because she's like, look, we can be, when he comes and says, "I love you." Oh no, not that bit. She's like, you know, we can be friends, but that's it, you know, because of how you've treated me. And then she forgives him. I've put something here about Back in the Race songs. There's a really cheesy 80s song when he's dancing, and the words were funny because it was like back in the race, and it felt like, you know, back in the game. It's like a divine masculine being down and out, and then they're back in the game. And I feel that's when they pursue the twin. And then I've wrote here, the karmic asks to see him after he rejects her. She says, "Oh, and Tony, you don't." Oh, that's it. Yeah. So she's like, "Do you want to meet after for a coffee?" Like basically, she's like, "Do you want?" You know, basically she's like, oh, sorry, I was a dick to you. Like, just basically, it's like a karmic being like, oh, sorry, I picked you up and put you down. I'm just going to see if I can pick you up and put you down again. And he sees through it this time. And he's like, no thanks, I've got other plans. Like, meaning he's going to be the one that's genuine, which would be the twin flame in this case. And then she says, oh, and Tony, you don't have it. And then I've wrote here, it's to hurt her self-esteem. So I knew I was being told that there's a divine masculine out there that when a karmic has tried to win you back or do something to sort of seduce you or think about it, spellbound, lure you back in, and you've seen through it, I feel there would have been some real, I remember channeling this like 2 years ago, definitely last year. Somebody's used some really harsh words, like they've really went for your Achilles heel. Like I'm talking, they've really tore you a new one, but not in a good way. I'm not talking about Queen of Wands, empowered divine feminine, making somebody work for it. I don't even really like that term, because twin flames are not about playing games, you know, that it's just about basically not being a complete pushover. Like, you know, like if somebody really wants you, they will work for it. And if they don't work for it in the slightest bit, don't put in the effort, they're not that bothered. You know what I mean? If they can make an effort for a karma and they can't make an effort for a twin flame, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Anyway, that's kind of definitely strongly coming through. But yeah, there's a karmic energy that I feel at some point has really said something really hurtful, either in the past or presently, to knock someone's self-esteem. And remember, you could be a woman divine masculine too, just take where it is. And I wrote, he then takes initiative to do a solo dance without the karmic and he steals the show. And I've put all these laughing emojis. Yeah, and it's true. That feels like the moment, oh look, I've not even used any cards. That feels like the moment a divine masculine's like, you know what, fuck you, I'm taking my power back. And I'm just noticing the synchronicity of today is the day that is 3 weeks exactly from when I channeled that soul retrieval to find your voice. And it was specifically finding your, you know, the voice of a lost inner child part to speak up to, and it felt like speaking up to karmics before sharing the voice to the twin. So that's going to mean something to people. And then I've wrote with the divine feminine cheering from the sidelines. Yeah, and it's just about how lovely really that woman is in the film, that's his friend and his lover, because she lets him steal the show, and obviously gets satisfaction that the karmic's kind of chucked to his side, because it is funny in the show, like that woman's like, oh, la-di-da, and thinks she's amazing. And he's like, fuck this, I'm going to fucking steal the show. But then he actually then does let her join in at the end. And I think basically it humbles that nasty woman, like the karmic woman. So there's something in that too. And then he says, I couldn't have done it without knowing you. So he says that to his divine feminine, the twin flame, you know, the friend. And then the end of the film is him strutting down the street. And that's again, so it's really, it does feel like it's the divine masculine's time to rise in their power. And then I've put at the bottom, toxic love, karmic, supportive, nurturing love, divine feminine. So I really do feel there's a masculine energy out there that has, they've basically cracked the code of, oh my God, like I thought that was love. Because if you, oh, it's 33 minutes, Jesus, rebirth, forgiveness, wow, might not be at your end, but at my end, it's 33 minutes, 37 seconds. So 37 fully North Road. Yeah. Oh God, what else was I going to say? Wait a minute, I just actually kind of want to see the other songs. The other song was Falling Like Stars. Oh yeah, that's important. Kids in America's just come on. Somebody could be American watching this. Again, half my audience are, actually most of my audience are UK, which always kind of freaks me out a little bit, but then it's America, and then it's other places. But Falling Like the Stars came on, and it was quite interesting because as I was kind of sitting in a bit of a contemplative mood, because I'm really in that mood today, because I always am in a Pisces moon, but when it's a Scorpio Sun Pisces moon, I'm just, yeah, I'm really in the fields. But basically, like I'm just looking forward to this day being over, basically. Do you know? So I'm going to get these done, and I'm going to get to my bed. So that's really cheery, but that's kind of what it's like this time of year for me every year. Yeah, that Falling Like the Stars, what blew my mind is when I was listening to the words, it was everything I've channeled like this week. It was like, you know, there's a bit where he's like, you know, I swear to God, when I get home, I'm going to hold you so close. I swear to God, when I get home, I'll never let go. You know, something like that. So it's like basically, look, praying to God, swearing to God, Like, it's like a masculine being like, look, I get it now. I'm so regretful. Please just give me another chance. And I don't feel they're saying it to divine feminine. I feel like they're saying it to a higher power. Like, please give me another chance. And that's what this energy would be. Pisces moon, it would be when someone's like on their knees wanting forgiveness. And think about me seeing the 33 there. That's very like much about that, like being reborn, a come to Jesus moment, a humbling moment, which is what happens in Staying Alive as well. Like I said in the other video, when he's rejected by the karmic woman, when he realizes that she was just being a bitch throughout the whole film, using him just because she could. That's what karmic women do. Like, they often don't actually want the divine masculine. They just want to be causing trouble between a twin flame couple, really. Or even if they don't know who the twin flame is, like, they're not that bothered. Like, is what I've noticed with most twin flame, really all twin flames. Even though sometimes karmic, well, not sometimes, a lot of times karmics can be like, oh, I'm so in love with them and I'm obsessed. And it's not really about that. It's about control. Because that's what, in that film, that's what the woman's doing. It's about control. She doesn't really want the guy. She just wants to have control over someone. Toxic. And then also, oh my God, I felt the need to apologise for how quick these downloads are coming in, but it's pretty cool as well. I also watched a tiny bit of Made in Chelsea, this programme in the UK, before I decided to do this. And it was just basically this couple have just started dating. They barely know each other, but the guy was involved with someone else briefly before her. And so now that girl's been fucked over by this guy, lured away from him, if you can keep up with me. She's now interested in the guy again. But the one that he's currently with was like, she doesn't know who she's messing with. And I can't remember if she said something like, and actually she's American, so that might have something significant here. But she's kind of like, she doesn't say first dibs, but she kind of says something like, I got there first. And I was just laughing because it's like how toxic is that? Like it's like kind of like that is not a good start for a relationship anyway. If it's like she's worried about another girl sniffing about because it's like I got there first. It's kind of like if somebody can be taken from somebody like that, they're not the guy you want to be with anyway, or the woman you want to be with. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I always found really funny or frustrating when I've helped people with that in the past, whether it be professionally or personally as well, when I'm like, why do you want to like hold on to somebody like that is actually going to, because the guy's like really cocky in that episode. He's not my type, but there is, there's something all right looking about him, but that's not really the point. But it's like he's just really arrogant. Like, he's really, really arrogant. And it's like he's enjoying the two women playing off against each other. And he's like telling them both what they want to hear. So again, this is really, I'm really interested. See if that narcissist card comes out. I'm not going to be surprised. Like, what I'm not sure of right now is I don't know whether this is like an unawakened masculine energy acting quite toxic, or if this is literally about a karmic. It could be speaking to people in different ways, but we'll see when I get in it. But yeah, that Falling Like the Stars song, there was other bits in it too, but it was the bit, what sprang to mind was when I posted that Bruce Almighty clip. I feel it does tie in with the words of that song. And then the Never Let You Go James Arthur song came on as well. So do you know what I mean? They're all very sad ones today. It really does just fit in with the last of Scorpio season and the Pisces moon. Right, oh my God, that's actually quite nuts, by the way. I've just had a notification on my phone, right? And it's like, it's talking about a karmic going nuts. So how interesting is that when I've just said that about on that episode, that girl's acting really toxic. And again, that other girl might not be, I think the girl is trying to get in there, to be honest. But I think the one that's trying to get in there's a better option than the one that he's currently with, because she's really controlling and toxic. But the point is, the guy's not doing any better because he's winding them up. Oh, this is quite a reading, right? So no wonder we need the Black Moon Lilith card. The nodes of the moon release, clear, and align. Right, so that's the North Node. There's a full moon behind her. The next full moon is on Monday. The Beaver moon. What's on the bottom? The sun. Your soul's purpose. Number 22. What number is this? 32. So we've got 22 and 32. Right, let's read 32. Release, clear, and align. Prepare yourself. Life changes are coming. Oh my God, and Aquarius is expect unexpected. When the nodes of the moon card appears, direction and shifts are headed your way. You're releasing limiting habits, old behaviours, situations that have blocked your progress. That's absolutely how to utilise the last of the sun in Scorpio. Oh my God, the sun. That's crazy. That's like those two cards together are like the sun in Scorpio. Talents, ideas, and new opportunities will soon emerge, creating pleasure in your life. While change can bring discomfort, it's important to surrender. Yeah, tower moments. You're moving towards a more fulfilling direction that will light up your soul, connecting with source. It's time for you to awaken to the truth of who you are and align with your higher self. In a weird way, I feel that actually ties in with a lot of what I was just saying. The north and the south nodes of the moon, also called the lunar nodes, are extremely important points in astrology. I also said follow your north node at this point, at some point in this. The lunar nodes are not planets. They are where the moon crosses paths with the sun's eclipse. We've just pulled the sun too. As a result, they're 108 degrees or opposite from another. For example, Aries north node will always have a Libra south node. I actually know one of you actually has that. So that might be an extra hint that some of this is going to speak to you. You also can't have transformative solar and lunar eclipses without the north and south nodes of the moon. In Vedic astrology, they're called Rahu and Ketu, a demon snake in the Hindu mythology. The north and the south nodes represent our karmic life direction. The south node indicates the talents you've mastered in a past life, your natural strengths and comfort zone. Again, so this is why I would say that. Somebody's moving out of dwelling in their, oh my God, it literally just flashed up again. I'm in a secret relationship. Now I'm getting a different download though. I feel like somebody's literally had a secret relationship with you in their head the whole time. So it doesn't actually matter who they've been with, or this might be you that feels, actually, I now know that definitely speaks to somebody watching this in a different way. It's now not going down the shady route of it. So it's just going to be different things for different people. It's like it means that you could have been in a long-term relationship with somebody else. You could even be married, but you've been in a secret relationship with your twin flame, like, their higher self. And that is how it is, you know what I mean? Like, it's even, that's what's so weird. Like, you can even know fine well that your twin is out there unawakened and you just wouldn't be a good fit right now whatsoever, because you just wouldn't be. But the relationship you've got with your higher self is just like beyond this realm, and it's magical. And you basically can't wait until they merge with that self, you know what I mean? It's like but it's like, at the same time, it's not like, for those of you that, if you do know what your twin is like unawakened, it's not that like there's no amazing parts about them, but it's just, I feel it is just specifically about how they would treat you, and it is because it's your twin flame. If somebody doesn't love themselves and they're not treating themselves right, they are not going to treat you right if you're their twin flame. Full stop, point blank. Don't care what anyone says, that's how it works. And that's why you should, so you know what, that's why the plaster too, stop going back there. Somebody's connecting back and forwards with a twin flame, and I know this is speaking to you. They're going to keep on hurting you. You need that time apart to heal, like to let it heal. Somebody's done that. Somebody has taken the time away from their twin flame, even though they really wanted to be with them. They knew that it would help. Oh my God, what's that about? Fucking hell, something just came up, hashtag respect her space. I'm not kidding you. And it was something local. It said Edinburgh, so it must be about like some kind of, I don't know, must be some kind of feminist thing, or I don't know. But the point is, I feel somebody stayed away to respect your space, but also because they knew they needed healing. So the North Node is your soul's direction and talents that you must develop in this lifetime. It is where you feel the most fulfilled. Most of us lean on our South Node early in life. We feel this sting of misalignment and are influenced to make a change, to follow your North Node. It's time to release the fear, let go of patterns that are holding you back, right? So like I said, I'm not going to read the other one, but I really do feel, oh shit, I think I will actually. Right, this is really going to speak to us. Oh my God. Look, I was just about to say this is really going to speak to a Scorpio out there, and I've pulled the Phoenix, death and rebirth. Also, it might speak to somebody that's literally the 17th of November, and that would make you a Scorpio. But the reason I was going to say it's going to speak to a Scorpio is because, oh my God, that's really cool. Is because we've got the Sun card, and right now the Sun is in the very last of Scorpio, but also the moon moves, the Sun, oh my God, the Sun moves in Sagittarius tomorrow, which is the 22nd. There's loads of synchronicity here. So I think we better read that. So I think this bit is going to speak to, and I've just opened it, Mary Magdalene as well. So yeah, there's a lot of Mary Magdalene and Jesus energy coming through here. I'm channeling, oh my God, Queen Jezebel. Yeah, this is like really powerful. Jezebel energy has absolutely got in the way of this somehow. And what I feel is though, it's not just like a woman getting in the way of a man and woman twin flame. Like it could be like a man Jezebel, although Jezebel's typically like female, it's just a really interfering energy has stopped two powerful twins being together. There are many layers in your astrological DNA, and understanding your sun sign is a good place to start. Understanding where your sun sits within your chart provides a map of how to access this part of yourself. In ancient alchemy, the sun's placement in your natal chart can help you understand your higher self and align with this energy. Yeah, so basically it's just so that if you're interested in that, that's absolutely the kind of stuff I can help you with on a session. Wow, don't want to lose you. Cuts both ways. Gloria Estevan has just come on. Someone doesn't want to lose you. Or you don't want to lose someone. Right, let's get into this. This is taking fucking ages. This is going to be another hour and a half one or something. Right. Where is... No, wait a minute. I wanted to pull this. Now, remember what I said? If there's any kind of narcissist card or something about gaslighting or something, I don't know. There's love letter wanted to pop out, but it didn't. So somebody wants to send you a love letter or text you or something, but they've respected your space. Or you've respected someone's space. What's a theme for this? I could do with anything that I've already said, and I'll keep that sitting there. What the fuck is going on? Hinting. Someone's not good at talking about their feelings. That ties in with what I was saying about how the guy tells her that he loves her. You know, I'm just really comfortable with you. It's like, so if someone makes out in a really casual way, like, oh, and they don't quite say it, like, you know, that's them trying to say how they feel. Again, it does remind me of what I've said before, that my twin said it was his best friend, and it's not in the way of someone talking shite to you. It was genuine. It was a moment of really connecting genuinely with how he felt, and then he just lost it forever, it seems like. Anyway, sorry. That was a bit of Scorpio shade, but I can't take it back. But I think it's probably got something to do with the card that I'm holding here. So like I said, that's why I said, oh my God, like this is the jealous karmic energies that have held back whatever connection this is going to speak to. Right, I just need to get the ones that are on the floor are cat and mouse. So I feel this is the cat and mouse game that you and your twin have played, and there's fear. Oh my God, fear, conflict, shatter, and karmic. You cannot fucking write this shit, can you? Wow, that's too many cards, but I mean, it certainly does make sense with why I spoke so long. Oh my God, right. So envy, sabotage, third party, mind games. I did say mind games quite a lot at the start. Interference, backstabbing, and anger. I'm getting sick of saying this. I've said it in the last 4 videos, or maybe fucking all of them, but it really does feel like mind games were played both within a connection, but it's like what they're saying to me, right? It's like there's mind games between twins, there's mind games between a karmic to a twin. But it's like somebody has said something to a divine masculine, which has painted a divine feminine in a bad light, which has then influenced how they behave. It's something like that. Karmic, tough lessons, codependency, comfort zone, temptation, not being true to self, avoiding shadow work, stuck and depressed. Sudden change, shocking transformation, endings, wake up call, end of an era, blessings. Guys, that's what it feels like happening now. And this is the Aquarius reading, so it feels like I am reading that kind of surprise, shock, out of nowhere, awakening energy. Conflict, arguments, stonewalling, disagreements, division, separation, triggering, resentment, battle, manipulation. I did say that too. And fear. Fight, flight, freeze, excessive worrying, stalling, running, avoiding, sleepless nights, thinking worst case scenarios. That's the catastrophizing. Cat and mouse. runner, chaser, fear of intimacy, fear of abandonment, hot and cold, roller coaster of emotions triggering. Well, fucking hell, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here, but I really do feel it does all tie in. But look at the way that I've put them as well, right? That jealousy here. There's just been a lot of jealousy caused by somebody karmic. And it doesn't need to be love interest. I really do feel this is like people that are like acquaintances and stuff as well. It's just people that didn't want to see this come together. I was about to say a really sad occurrence for a lot of connections. And I'm sure that is Kylie Minogue that's on, and it's got I love you on the video, right? But it's spelled LUV. But I'm sure that's I should be so lucky, 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 lucky. I should be so lucky in love. Right. I'm going to put subtitles on, see if the words stick out to me. Because it's only make believe. See, somebody didn't feel this was real. And I would come a running and give you all my loving if one day you would notice me. Wow, that's making sense. My heart is close to breaking. I can't go on and faking the fantasy that you'll be mine. Wow, I'm dreaming that you're in love with me, like I'm in love with you, but dreaming's all I do. If only they come true. I should be so lucky. Right, okay, so what I'm getting from that, I enjoyed singing that though. I'm not saying I can't sing it, I just like doing it though, and that's the point. So there's something that you enjoy doing, it shouldn't really matter whether you're good at it or not, right? It's if you like it. Because the chat, it's like how people do say, like, regularly enough that they love it when I sing. It doesn't mean that they think I'm a good singer, it's just that it's, you know what I mean? It's I like it too when it's genuine. I can tell when people are putting it on and trying to copy other folk in that, but I can tell when it does genuinely come in to, you know, I've found other people that it's genuine. It's anyway, so yeah, I should be so lucky. Somebody used to tell themselves, I should be so lucky. Like, you know, that's not realistic. That's basically, yeah, because it keeps saying I'm dreaming that you're in love with me. Somebody feels like it's a dream. But this feels like a bit of a fucking nightmare, to be honest, anyway. But maybe it's a nightmare to the person because it really could, the dream could have came true, but they've created a night. I think this person has created a literal nightmare through self-sabotage. That's what I'm getting, yeah. Okay, where's the feminine at in this connection? Because I need to hurry this up a bit. And I really do feel this person, when they wake up, is going to feel like, shit, I need to move fast. Someone left it to the last minute to wake up in this one. Integration, but it's always right when it's meant to be. So, you know, but that did just come through. Multi-dimensional healing. The feminine is in a place of healing themselves, whatever gender you are. And I feel connecting with the higher realms, going within, grounding, being, meditating. I feel this feminine is very aware of the shifts on the planet. You know what I mean? Like, I feel she's like got a real deep awareness of that. She, he, whatever. The masculine. Kate Bush running up that hill has just come on. Now, I don't know the words to that. I don't like the song, but it looks like it might be 1985, so that could be significant here. It might not be, by the way. The wee crosses over the thing. But what's coming to me is running up that hill. It's also reminding me of the Ed Sheeran song. Like, I love the bit in that Ed Sheeran song where it's like, I'm on my way, riding through the country lanes, listening to Tiny Dancer, you know. But I just like the bit where it's like, I'm on my, because I always feel it's like someone's on their way. So when I piece that together, it's like, I'm on my way running up that hill. Like, someone's basically going to put the effort in here. Enter your vortex, aligning with infinite abundance. Yeah, so what I'm getting is, whatever I've tapped into here, it's all sort of past energy, or even if it's present, it's like this divine masculine is not focused on the karmic distractions anymore, especially if they're romantic, but they're like focused on their abundance. And the feminine is focused on the higher dimensions and the healing. So it's like, oh my God, and I'm feeling a real weird heat on my leg here. And that's usually when, like, there's a certain healing guide working with me. So I really do feel different types of guides are trying to work with this, whoever this twin pair are that's going to connect with this, or the different loads of people that are going to connect with it. What's the combined energy? Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. So that's what I was feeling. this guy or girl, like I've said before in all the other ones, I'm going to say guy and I'm going to say girl because it's just easier for me, but take it where it is. This guy has aligned with his abundance. He saw through the crap. He saw through the mind games. He saw through his own bullshit of creating a mess, really. That is what, and by the way, when I'm saying it like that, it's the person's soul is saying it to me like that. But they've become the divine masculine through it all. Like it was all meant to happen this way. They've aligned with their abundance. And again, this is the thing that can be, I really think, quite shitty about twin flames. This guy's abundance has come about because of the love of the feminine. And I really do think this masculine's connecting the dots here, that a lot of the times when they've landed on their feet and attracted like abundance, either lots of money or just kept landing on their feet in different situations, it's come from the support of a feminine. Because that's, when it's within you, when it's your inner energy, because this can also make sense for that. It's the feminine and the masculine together that creates abundance. So it makes sense that with twin flame pairings that like somebody could be filling somebody up with a whole load of energy and they're benefiting and someone's drained. And it does remind me of and that's when that just flashed up Let's Exchange on the TV. So it's like I feel this masculine's like really awakened and enlightened about the fact that I haven't realised how connected we were before, but now that I do, I now realise that they've always been pouring love into me that has actually helped me attract. Oh my God, I've just looked up it. I made a deal with God. Yeah, the deal with God is that these twin flames made a deal with God that they'd come back together. But I think at some point I'm getting the feeling it's looked like it wasn't going to happen, or maybe it still looks like that to someone. What else do we need to know about that? Yeah, feminine twin act. Oh my God. Thank you so much for backing me up, guys. Wow. The feminine twin has been activating the higher self of the masculine to become the divine masculine. But that's what we're saying. This feminine's put in so much healing and love to the masculine for a very long time. Because like I said, I channel for healing connections and they've become who they are and they're aligned with their abundance. And like I said, whoever this is, when they reach this point, the feminine doesn't need to worry about, I've done all this for nothing. You haven't. This person's going to come correct. Like they've actually connected all the dots. Yeah, soul merger. See, they actually realise you're not separate at all. You're the same soul. And he had to clear all that karma before he came in for the good stuff, for the union, to share it, to share the abundance. This doesn't mean sharing the money, by the way. This means like sharing your energy. It's not one person landing a whole load of dough and the other person's skint. And then sometimes it swaps about, by the way. When the other person's got money, the other person will be skint. It's about balance, equal, love, sharing resources, and shaggy squirrels after the farmer. Yeah, the Holy Grail. I heard that actually before I started this. It was going to be like the Holy Grail union for someone. It's time to receive the gift. So it's all going to, I feel that might have had, do you know what? I feel somebody watching this might be crying, to be honest. Like, I feel that's really going to speak to it. So again, a lot of this still might be a while away, I feel, because there's a lot of shit like, or it could just happen all of a sudden. So I think you've just got to be, like all of us, prepared for this to happen at any point, to be honest. Right. What have we got for the feminine? What have I got? I found my wee bit of paper, like when I'm on the last two, typical. So I found my bit of paper to keep me right when I'm on the last two. But what have we got? What is consciously going on in the mind? I'm going to ask. I haven't done that for the other ones, but that's what I'm guided to do. In the mind of this feminine. She wants to move forward. And yeah, look, that really feels like what I've just channeled here. This feminine's like, I'm sick of it. Like, never mind win, lose. It just feels like lose. Like, I'm sick of the mind games. I'm sick of the wondering. I'm sick of overthinking. I'm just ready to move on. Because although it says healing begins, this is like the Six of Swords. It's moving on. Like I'm moving on from that, basically. 56 could be significant, either someone's age or the year you were born, or what have we got there, 65. The masculine in the mind space, the conscious mind is, oh wow, that really fits. That makes sense to me. The feminine's like, I'm done playing games. I'm done overthinking. I'm done being stuck in this situation. I'm done allowing somebody to leave me in this situation. But what the feminine doesn't realise is the masculine's coming in for this. Like, he's made a decision. That's the lovers. I've made a choice. And I pick you. I'm connected to the divine now. I've cleared the karma. We agreed that I would clear that karma. If you observe it from a higher place, it all makes sense. If you observe it from the ego, you could both be very upset. Oh my God, look what I was saying. Change your focus. This is 5 of Cups. That's like, so I feel that masculine's trying to get in a place of like, he's focused on the love. He's chose the divine feminine. He's connected to the divine. He's really listening to the guides and God and the higher self, whether he realizes it or not, or calls it that. He's observing the whole thing. That's how this guy's connecting the dots about, I wonder if when I've been feeling shit and then I suddenly feel better, if it was my feminine sending me the healing. And he's in regret. Because this is like when you're like, oh shit, you're focused on what's spilt rather than what's left. But it's change your focus. I think this masculine's really trying hard to change the focus. And one more. Yeah. And then they're going to manage to see the glass half full rather than half empty. But it's been a lot to work through because this has been really painful. And then he's going to share the love. He's going to come in for this reunion. And then the healing can begin together. What does the feminine say about that or think about that? I thought that. The feminine's just like, well, this is two things. Either the feminine feels it's like, can feel it's quite pointless because well, I did say pointless, so this feminine might be going that way, but the feminine feels kind of hopeless because this is what she's up against, all these karmic energies try to tell this guy not to go towards her. Or it could even be in some cases that like the divine has blocked the masculine, like the feminine feels that the masculine is blocked until they come in making an effort. The feminine's just letting the masculine take the lead. That's what they need to do. Yeah. And then coming together, 2 cups, the true love card. So there's a strong message there about letting your masculine take the lead. I'd be interested when I get to the, wait a minute, I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to do the conversation cards now because I can feel that feminine's like strong feminine collective. It's like the feminine collective and this one's just reached like breaking point really, but it's kind of, it's good because then it's going to, the masculine's then going to pick up the pieces and the right masculine will make the effort. Whenever your fear tells you I wouldn't want to hear from you, it's just that I always do. Oh my God. I want to listen to you if you let me. Right, before I forget. No, that one too. We used to be best buddies and now we're not. Interesting with some of the comments I've made. It hurts my heart to not have you around. Yeah, that's pretty much like what I was feeling, right? Is I couldn't really name the feeling, right? But it's like this feminine's feeling, it's not anger, it's just like real pain and upset. But the song that's on the telly just now is You're Simply the Best, better than all the rest. Everything, and then it just flashed up. Give me everything I need. Like this feminine knows that everything she needs is the masculine when he's showing up in his higher self. Speak the language of love, like you know what it means, whatever that means to you. And it can't be wrong. Yeah, exactly. So it's like this feminine's like, look, speak from your heart, tell me the truth. Remember what we were like when we were friends, when we cared about each other's feelings. Whenever your fear tells you I wouldn't want to hear from you, it's just that I always do. So although this feminine collective coming through, not frosty, but you know, clearly hurt, really what's behind it is that hurt. So I think it's just a warning for if masculines are tuning into this, that I think that's to be expected. But really they're stuck on your heart because I just looked up at those lyrics. I suppose it's about putting somebody else in your shoes in their shoes, you know, how would you be if somebody had treated you like that? But like I said, a lot of feminines are very highly evolved souls, and we can just see through the bullshit, and we love our twin flames that much. We're very understanding, but I just feel you've got to personally watch the balance of that and make sure somebody's worthy of it. Right, so what about that fear card? I lost myself for a little while. What's that one say? I want to listen to you if you let me. So this feminine's really aware that this masculine's been very defensive in the past, possibly still could be. And it's just that kind of, I don't want to force you to talk, but when you want to talk, I am here to listen. I want to listen. Because, oh my God, and that's quite nice. And they're saying, but I love you. And I feel that's the masculine being back, like, I'm sorry I've acted like I don't love you when I do. Best buddy card. I feel you even though we're apart. So again, I feel these twin flames, it's like, even though you might not have had that friendship in the physical, it really feels like you haven't. The friendship was still there energetically. It hurts my heart to not have you around. I want you. I told you these ones would be like this. This masculine's like, this to me is love and sex and magic. It's like the heart has made the feelings grow stronger. It's made this masculine connect with their feelings. They not only love you, they desire you. They want you. They want you like they've never wanted anyone else in their life. But this one hasn't been an angel, as we've tapped into. Or you haven't been, if it, right, okay, so. Maybe you both haven't been. Different things for different people. I think it's time to see what the fuckery is. What's the fuckery? The fuckery is clearly mapped out here. Oh my God. And see how it keeps going? Yep, that's come through already. I feel terrible for hurting you. See how it keeps fucking going on the floor like that? Something, this relationship or whatever, you know, this connection is, there's been a lot of shit that's went on. I wish you were here with me. Of course they do, because they love you and they want you. Twin flame journey. They now know that this is a twin flame journey where they might not have known that before. I dream of you. That song, Robert De Niro's Waiting. So I don't know what that song's about, but that might be significant to someone. Unhealthy habits and behaviours. I feel when they didn't understand what this was, that's now this is interesting, right? Because I was just looking to see what it said. Look, Nathan. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, I can't. It said, right, so look, it's naked, James Arthur, but it actually said Nathan 9 o'clock, but it's obviously because that was when I spoke to Nathan last Tuesday at 9 o'clock, right? Actually, it was later than that. But I'm sorry, my towels just fell, my hair's all wet, and my towels just fell off my head. And I brushed it in the shower though, actually. I was just going to let it dry curly. So, but basically, so that song might have specific meaning to Nathan, because how weird is that the alarm's saying Nathan? Because I was like, what? But it's because it's just, I don't know, I've set it for, it must have set it to every Tuesday rather than just last Tuesday. But the point is, yeah, that song is like, hey, you there, can we take it to the next level, baby, do you dare? It's like this divine masculine's like, I could see how unhealthy my behaviour was towards you, and I felt this was a bad thing. I thought that whatever this was between me and you, it was something bad, but I now realise it was that. That's what I feel that's about. And then that's like a masculine saying, can we talk about this now? Now that I understand what's going on. It's basically somebody wanting to be vulnerable. And what I find, like what I've said before, what I find interesting about that song is it's a man singing it to a woman. Because it's usually like a woman encouraging a man, and change it to whatever sex, whatever makes it, you know what I mean? It's normally a woman that's like badgering a man to be vulnerable, which I never recommend you do. It just flashed up talk, 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 talk when I said that. I'm not kidding, in that song. How funny. I want to work things out. Wow. If that doesn't fit with what I said, I don't know what does. I get emotional when I think of it. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. So the fuckery is in the past, right? Look, I ran away because I felt I couldn't live up to your needs and expectations. The fuckery's in the past, but I mean, thank God there wasn't too many shady cards with that deck, because look at all the shit that's here. The fuckery's in the past, but there was a lot of fuckery at some point. Right, so what have we got then for what's going on in the physical? We're going to use this deck for that. What's going on right now, or whenever this person watches it, if it's speaking to them, what's going on with the feminine? Earth, learning how to be human in the world, not of it. I feel that's when, because that feminine connects with the higher dimension so much, and it can be the masculine's higher self too, so just take what resonates as both of you. If this resonates as both, it's like the feminine really does feel sometimes like, I hate it here. Like, honestly, I'm literally hearing that, and again, I really resonate with that. It's like, people can be so horrible to each other at times. I just want to spend a lot of time alone, connecting with the higher dimensions. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I can actually think of somebody I've connected with before, when Aquarius moon, that I feel is really good. And it when I said that, it just came on. Sisters are doing it for themselves. Who's zooming who? I'm not kidding you. The album is called Who's Zooming Who? And I'd just literally been shown a clairvoyant image of when I was on a Zoom with a soul sister, an Aquarius moon soul sister. That, by the way, there's somebody that watches here all the time. You're going to think I was seeing you, and I actually wasn't seeing you in that occasion. I was seeing somebody else. But I mean, the two of you are soul sisters, but really interesting. Lineage of the goddess. Wait a minute. Lineage of the rose, moved by the goddess, here for this soul call gather. But you knew you came here for this. You knew you came here for this. Including, look at that, including the karmic fuckery that you were going to have to endure. I know, by the way, this, I actually know somebody I've helped before that this is really speaking to. Trust your path. If you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? This divine feminine knows she's supported, but what I can feel is it's been really, really challenging. The karmic stuff that's went on has been really painful. But you're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. I feel that's about, if this is speaking to you and you're a feminine, and like I said, particularly if you're Aquarius placements, I've not been saying that for the rest of them, but it's like, I really do feel it's safe to soften with the right healers. Do it your way, embrace your uniqueness, untamed. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, it is for an Aquarius placement of some kind, because it's like, you know, it's safe. You are unique, you are different. But it's like, not everybody's out to hurt you. That's what I feel I want to say. And I feel that person's got strong enough intuition that they would pick the right person to help them. Right, so, and it's like I just had this synchronicity where right before I came on here, I'd emailed someone about like healing that I need. So do you know what I mean? And it's quite funny because, you know, you're always meaning to do it, you're always meaning to do it, and it just wasn't quite the right time. And now it is the right time. So that's really meaningful. Somebody else is in a place of that too. It's like the stars are aligning. Yes, look, starseed. So you might really resonate with being a starseed. What lights you up? This is where the masculine's at now. The masculine, those awakening to their higher self because of all the work that you've been doing, feminine. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. They're being led back to you. Like I knew that these ones are going to be like this, right? Just because of how I'm feeling today. And it's like, you know, I just, like I said, I just don't believe, I know I'm using a lot of words in this lot, but it's like, I just feel very, not peaceful. I feel very, like, just wanting to be myself today. And it's interesting because a lot of the time on a Tuesday, I'll go and have tea with my mum and dad and see my nieces, and I love doing that. But today I just didn't want to do that. And it's just flashed up. Behind every great man, there had to be a great woman. But yeah, and then look, so like I said, I did feel like I wanted to cry. It's like the pain that the feminine has went through. It's I really do feel you're going to, yeah, you're going to be happy in the end is what I'm hearing. But for some people, it's not like right around the corner is what I'm feeling. It's not really soon. But I feel you'll know what I mean by that. Like there's karmic things that need to play out. I'm really actually feeling with this, there's a baby in the equation. A baby or a young child, a baby or a young child in the equation, you know, and it's kind of like, okay. The age of light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. Yeah, fucking it. This is really intense, by the way. It's like, but you have been training for this for lifetimes. It's all coming together. And it's a time to focus on you. In fact, I've just realised, yeah, this is the masculine side. That is what it is. The masculine's focusing on what lights them up. They are being guided to you. You've been training for this for lifetimes, but I do feel it's like there's some sort. This obviously is very unique, but it's like it's either past or present. It feels more sort of present-ish. It's like there's, yeah, that's like one of the karmic things that have happened. Like, and when I say karmic thing, what I mean is, well, it's just what I said. Like, children are beautiful souls that I believe always come about when they're meant to, and who they're meant to, through who they're meant to, and everything. But it's kind of like it has caused. That's why I must have been saying that about it could be quite some time before this union is. It doesn't need to be like that either, though. Do you know what I mean? Especially actually if it's like, if there's something sinister behind it, like someone's trapped someone, you know, and then it's, oh, I don't know, I'm tapping out of that. I'm tapping out of it. Because that's not always the way it happens, but specifically with that, it kind of feels like it just feels very rushed. It feels like whatever's happened here has been very rushed by the karmic person. Yeah, look, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Like, but this is still the masculine. I feel this masculine. Like, look, it was like they were just having fun, and there's a big wine glass drinking, having fun, and it's like then it all of a sudden got really serious. Boundaries, yeah. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Like this masculine let that karmic in way too soon, and things went from like 0 to 100. Oh God, right, let's see what comes up here. Like I said, I can actually think of someone that I've worked with before that this is really going to be speaking to. Right, what do we need to know about this? Power. It's quite interesting though, because it just keeps coming through that although I've just said all of that, I mean, that's, if all the rest resonated and that doesn't, right, just disregard it, but it is going to speak to some people. The power of this relationship is too strong. The power of love is like a magnet drawn souls together. So I actually feel the karmic energy that yeah, they had a plan. Like they trapped this masculine. But the plan isn't really going to go to, it hurts a lot of people, but it's not going to go to plan, because it's like these two twin flames are still being led to each other. Because it's true love. Like I said, I can actually think of who this is speaking to. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So again, we're just going to leave it at that, but it's like something's going to come about here where I think something's going to come to light that's what happened. Like I said, it's not always like karmic energies can have children with masculines, and it doesn't always need to be that somebody traps someone, but with that specific one, and like I said, I know why. It's because I've connected with someone that literally is in that. I mean, I've actually connected with loads of people over the years, but it's like I've connected with someone in that situation, and it's really coming through for their moon sign. Like, what else do you know about this? Like anything, not all of that. Forgiveness. Oh my God, forgiveness again. And there's a Pisces symbol, and it's a Pisces moon right now. So yeah, what they're saying is it's going to take a bit of time, but I don't think it's going to take as much time as what the person watching this, if they're watching it, thinks. Protection. And look, so we're in Scorpio sun, Pisces moon, and we've got the Scorpio symbol and the Pisces symbol. There's going to be a huge transformation. There's going to be forgiveness. something's going to come about, and I'm just going to leave it at that because it's like, you know, pretty heavy, right? So, but it is the last degrees of Scorpio, so it's like, you know, it's dealing with heavy stuff. That's what I help people with. Like I said, I've helped people with all sorts. I help people with divorces. I help people where children are involved. I help people where people are trapped by karmic pregnancies, which again, don't like saying it like that because the child that is born is obviously, every child is beautiful. Like a virgin has just come on. I'm sure there's something going to be significant about that. Madonna. I think they're trying to tell me about the Madonna whore complex. Like when I say it's like, I feel like it's like, yeah, oh shit, it is. Like I'm tapping far too into somebody's, like, I'm tapping far too much into somebody's real time like thing that I know. The guy has been led to a seductive karmic energy away from an angelic. They look very, basically what I'm saying is they look very similar, but one is like lured somebody in through sex, and the other one could easily do that because they're really hot too. Someone who could actually be watching this, but it's like they're an angelic, like they're a starseed, they're a light worker. They wouldn't want to manipulate their masculine. Right, so truth will prevail in the end is what I want to say. What do we need to know about this? Look deep within your heart and you'll feel my love. My love for you is deep as the ocean. This masculine's like really connecting with the deeper feelings for the feminine. It does remind me of, and I remember it was a Scorpio moon, and I've said this before, but somebody came on the, and I'm burping a lot here transmuting this, somebody came on the live stream and actually shared that they were in that situation. Although I think, if I remember right, she wasn't too sure if that was her twin flame, but if I'm honest, I had a strong feeling it was. But it was exactly what I'm channeling. Like he'd just got somebody pregnant. But it was clear from what I could feel that he's in love with the person that was telling me that. I mean, these things happen. It's painful for everyone, but right. So it all will work out. Time, yeah. I'm going to end it here because this was really intense, but it's really going to help whoever it's meant to. Time, you're trying too hard, give it time. For obvious reasons, or whoever specific one this was, it's time will work things out and it'll balance out. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges, and well, I don't think I need to explain that. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all your heart's true desires. But look, the woman's on her own in that. Like, I feel it's like the woman's supported through the time that she's going to rise on her own. And I know that this person is doing that. And then I really do think something's going to come about quicker than you think. Quicker than a lot of people I've helped in the past, where it's been years and years, put it that way. Okay, right. I'm going to leave it there. Really intense. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to do Pisces, and then they're all done. Yay!